Hey everyone, JagTagger93 here, making a video about Ion Fury and the recent controversy surrounding it. And you'll notice I don't have Ion Fury playing here in the video. I actually have DUSK playing for two reasons. One, DUSK is a fantastic game. It's awesome, and August is ending, September's right around the corner, weather's getting colder, it's fall season, Halloween's coming, and that puts me in the mood to play DUSK. And I just love the aesthetic of DUSK, and I can go on and on about it, but unfortunately, DUSK is not the subject of the video. And the second reason why I'm showing DUSK and not Ion Fury is, at the moment, I really don't want to advertise or promote Ion Fury. That's just my own personal choice. If you like the game, if you want to promote it, that's cool. Go ahead, do it. I'm not going to say you're wrong or insult you for doing that. And yeah, but I just got to get my thoughts out there. I don't have a script here, so I apologize if I'm kind of rambly. I'm going to try my best to keep on track, but I really enjoyed Ion Fury, and I was really excited to come out. And when it was coming out, I was stoked because we were going to be playing as Bombshell, a character I always thought was very interesting. I remember really latching onto this character back when they were showing promotional materials for Duke Nukem Forever, and she was a kind of shown off to be kind of like a badass female Duke, which I thought was really cool. And yeah, there was a Bombshell game some years later, but this was going to be the true, FPS game that I wanted, and it was going to be in the build engine, and I was stoked for it. I was so excited for it that I really wanted to support the game and pay for it, actually. And I know I had one of my regular viewers actually want to gift it to me, and I'll be honest, I actually kind of forgot about it, but I don't think I would have taken it anyway, because I really genuinely believed in this project, genuinely believed in this character, seeing a return to the build engine, and shut up and take my money. So I was gung-ho, and I bought the game, and I was happy with it. And then the controversy happened. Now, it's important to note here that the controversy was not, and again, this is just from my own experience, I could be wrong, but from what I observed, people were not upset over anything they saw in the game, well, in the actual normal game. What really got people upset were the leaked Discord comments by some people on the dev team, and the comments were transphobic in nature. And that is really what got this ball rolling. The narrative has shifted, and I think Voidpoint did this on purpose, from those comments to the game content and censorship in games, but no. But anyway, the original controversy was about these comments made in the Discord, and the developers said that, well, they were taken out of context, but we looked at the context, and really they really weren't. And what happened here was almost like a signal was put out to certain other quote-unquote gamers, ones who would not really care about Bombshell, build engine, or old school FPS games. They just care about quote-unquote owning the libs. So on Twitter, I just kept seeing again and again people with, your typical gamer ilk saying, "Oh, I'm so getting the game now. I'm going to get 3 of them. I'm going to get 5 of them." And they were doing it just to, troll. Maybe they generally do want this game because it has, or because it's being supported or made by people who made transphobic comments. So at that point, I made the decision to get a refund through Steam. I was at 119 minutes in the game, and in Steam you have to be under 120 minutes. So I was just there, and I decided to get a refund for, well, the comments that were leaked about Discord, but more so because of the community. I'm a firm believer that games live or die by their communities, the ones that they cultivate. This is why I'm still regularly making videos reviewing Doom and Quake maps, because their community has been ongoing and still going. And yeah, I'm a firm believer in games live by their community, and the community around Ion Fury was becoming increasingly toxic because more and more people were buying the game because they saw it as a chance to own the libs, as a chance to support people with transphobic ideas. And even if that's not really what the game's about, and I don't think it is, the community was becoming a bit of a dump. So I asked for a refund, and it's important to note that I didn't review bomb, I didn't insult anyone. A lot of other people still continue to play the game and enjoy it, and more power to them. And in my experience, again, I could be wrong, but from what I saw, I didn't see people who had the same opinion as me really shaming those who still like the game or trying to pressure the developers to really do anything. All I did was ask for a refund. And as a consumer, that's my right to do, right? I can ask for a refund for any reason I want. So I asked for a refund, and a short time later, Voidpoint comes out and says that they're sorry for the comments made by their team. And to show that they're sorry, they will be donating money to the Trevor Project and also editing any and all homophobic language from the game. They also said that they'll be instituting sensitivity training for their employees, if I remember correctly. And I was really taken aback by this. I would have been happy, personally. And now, again, speaking only for myself, I'm not saying what other people should or shouldn't feel comfortable with or should or shouldn't accept. But personally, from my own standpoint, I felt I would have been happy with just a sincere apology. But for them sincerely owning up that they made a mistake and wanting to make good on it and showing they're willing to make good on it by taking out some of the more homophobic content of the game, donating, and putting in sensitivity training, I thought, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, in this day and age of polarizing political opinions, people rarely, if ever, say my bad or I'm sorry. And when someone generally says that, I immediately give them a lot more respect. I was a little skeptical, to be honest, when they said they were going to institute the sensitivity training. I was worried, are they trying to troll the community? That's really stupid if they are. And again, for them to troll, but in the same language say that they're also going to be donating to a cause, I was like, that would be really crappy if this whole thing is just a troll and they're not actually going to be donating or anything. So I thought they were sincere. So yeah, I bought the game right back, I played it, and I continued to enjoy it. But yeah, then Voidpoint comes out. Well, I go on Twitter and I see Civi make he actually posted a GIF from of Bubsy saying what could possibly go wrong in reference to the Voidpoint's Twitter, and lo and behold, Voidpoint is basically telling me and people like us, thanks for the money, dummy. We're not taking out anything. And I was like, oh, great, I just was bamboozled. And yeah, so now I have this game that has a development team with opinions that I don't really support. And it's Twitter right now is a garbage fire because I look at Voidpoint and how they're interacting with the community, and I saw one interaction where someone genuinely asked, are you still taking out the one slur, the F slur? Are you still taking that out, and are you still donating to the Trevor Project? A perfectly sincere question. And I was relieved to see that Voidpoint said, yeah, we're still donating, and we will be taking out that one slur. But I'm kind of confused because they said they're taking out that one slur, but then they keep saying, and I think this is intentional, but then they keep saying, we're not censoring anything, we're firm believers in free speech. They know what they're doing. And it's horrible. But anyway, so all's well and good. But then the Twitter user then said something to the effect of, okay, but do you see any contradiction in supporting the Trevor Project while also at the same time saying you're not going to censor your game at all? And I think that's a valid question as well. And Voidpoint basically reacts with insulting them. I think their comment was something to the effect of, well, how did you feel the first time you saw Simpsons? Probably really offended, right? Or something like that. And I was like, well, what are you doing? Why are you punching at your audience? Why are you punching down too at marginalized groups? This isn't what we did in the 90s. Not at all. I mean, I'm not going to say that we were all bastions of social justice in the 90s, but what really got my ire up and what really pissed me off and really why I'm making this video is when I saw so many people on Twitter saying, well, the 90s was a different time. In the 90s, we made transphobic comments all the time and we gay bashed all the time, and it was just something we all did, and that's what the old school games did. No, bullshit. The best 90s games that were edgy because they punched upward. Alright? Games like Quake, Doom, Duke Nukem, Blood punched upward. I mean, yes, there were comments that weren't exactly PC in them, but the main target of where they were going with a lot of their content was always at law enforcement, or at religion, or at government, or at pop culture, or consumerism. They largely punched upward. I'm trying really hard to think, and I really am. My favorite build engine game is Blood, and I wouldn't call that a sanitary game or a PC game, but it's a horror-based game, and it's damn edgy, and it does a really good job doing it. But yeah, no, there's not a whole lot of punching down in that game that I could really think of at all. Same for Duke Nukem 3D. I almost said Duke Nukem Forever. Oh god, that's some story for another time. But Duke Nukem 3D, I mean, yeah, there were strippers in the game. Yes, some feminists might have been upset by it. And again, I was actually a little upset too when I played Ion Fury. I was hoping that we'd see strippers again. And I was hoping we'd see some male strippers too. I don't know, I think that would be cool. But anyway, so the main goal, the main target, the main reason why people got upset in the 90s at these games was because of the religious imagery and all the jabs at law enforcement and the government. They are punching upward, and punching upward takes balls. Punching upward is edgy. What Ion Fury did here, and what, well, the developers are doing here, is they're punching, but they're punching at their own community, and I don't think they realize it. And that's what's driving me nuts. I keep seeing, too, that they're saying that, well, the SJWs who got offended by this don't even play games like this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There are so many people who are in the LGBTQ plus umbrella and allies of that are right now still playing and enjoying Ion Fury and making maps for it. That is a large portion of your community. There are so many people that are LGBTQ plus or allies, but a lot of them are actually LGBTQ plus, that make currently quality, outstanding content for games like Doom and Quake. Alright? And that's what drives me nuts. It's okay to punch, it's okay to make jabs in RPC, but know where you're going and have more awareness of what your community is. And unfortunately, the virtue signaling here and the divisive messages of, well, we're taking out the F slur, but we believe in free speech and we're not censoring anything. I think what Voidpoint is doing here is they're deliberately trying to split their own community and cause a controversy and play one side against the other and see which side they should be more in support of and cultivate as their community. And I just think that's really stupid. Now again, I could be way off base, and the point of this video isn't really to tell people how they should think or what they should do with their money. It's just for me to get my own feelings out there. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about it. I'll just conclude with saying that if you enjoy Ion Fury and enjoy playing it, that's awesome. Keep playing it. I'm not going to pressure you or anyone to do anything. You know, I'm just saying how I feel. Okay? And I'm not review bombing. I'm not saying anyone should review bomb. Enjoy the game for what it is. But I will also make a prediction. And I could be wrong. But I predict that if Ion Fury is not just to become a memory after 2 years, if Ion Fury is to still be a game that people actively enjoy, it's going to be because of the community. And I predict that community is going to be incredibly diverse. No matter how hard certain developers at Voidpoint and within the community now are trying to stop that and gatekeep, I think a lot of the people who bought the game because they heard it was quote-unquote edgy and it would own the libs and it would be transphobic or whatnot, I think a lot of those players will lose interest. And the most dedicated people are people who are very creative and very diverse and very inclusive, as is the case with games right now like Doom and Quake. So that's what I think is going to happen with Ion Fury. And I think it would be best if Voidpoint supports that inclusivity and diversity, and realize the difference between punching up and punching down. Alright, and that's really all I have to say about it. Feel free to like, dislike, whatever. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to make a case or anything like that. And y'all have a good one. Take care.